Hello, my name is H.P. Lehkonen, or H.P. Lehkonen if you want to say it the English way. The H.P. Lehkonen is like the Finnish way. I don't care. But when you write it, you need to put a hyphen between H and P, like H-P Lehkonen. That's how you write it. You can say it any way you want, like H.P. Lehkonen, or yeah, I tried an accent, but I failed. Yeah, I will not try again because I will fail even more. Anyways, this time I have a question of the day, and that is anyone interested in my art, or am I just wasting my time? Well, okay, spoiler alert, I am not wasting my time, that is my opinion. I am definitely not wasting my time because I am very happy when I'm making comics, and I don't think happiness is wasting time. Happiness is not a sign of wasting time. Yeah, if you were wasting time, you would probably be unhappy, but I am very happy, so I can't be wasting that much time. But yeah, that's not really the question. I have like these two kind of quite different comics. I make these educational comics about sustainability and social justice and fairness and all kinds of stuff like that. And then I make fictional comics, such as my webtoons Life Outside the Circle, which was a romance comic, and then Immortal Nerd, which was like a sci-fi parody thing, and now the comic that I'm working on right now, Millennials Kill, which is like a parody, yet again, I do love parody, parody of like mafia things, and it's also kind of very anti-capitalist queer things, which is kind of close to my educational things, you know, they are also very anti-capitalist, yeah, still. But yeah, I basically do these two different things, and I promote them on social media mostly. And people on social media, mainly Instagram, seem to like my sustainability educational comics, but they do not really care about the fictional ones. I don't really get them. Like, it's really hard to get them to read the fictional ones, which I understand. Social media, it's on the word social media. People go there because they want to see what other people are currently talking about, what they are saying, how they want to be social, they want to see their friends doing stuff, and they want to see people who have something to say that thing. I have a lot of things to say about sustainability, and I do say that with comics. So of course people want to see that because that's part of social media. And then they have their own thoughts about it, and they comment them, and they share the comics on their stories, and maybe add some little more information and stuff like that. And that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing on social media. So of course that works. But with fiction, like, I understand if you people do not like care about the fictional comics on social media that much, because I do that too. I do not go on Instagram if I want to see fictional comics. If I want to see fictional comics, I will go to the library. Or if I'm online, I might go on like Webtoon or Tapas, or I might just like search on Google like webcomic about Hunger Games plus aliens. I have never Googled that, but I would love to read something like that. If there is a webcomic like that, please tell me. Maybe I'll just Google it myself. I have to be my own boss and be a boss boy and go and find the comics that I want to see in this world. Yeah, alright. I'm getting sidetracked. Point is, I understand if people are not that interested in the fictional comics on social media, because I would not go on social media to find fictional comics either. I would try to find them somewhere else. But what I've been really thinking about is like this advice that I have heard from so many different places on like promoting your comics and being an artist and promoting your art, which is that one should have a consistent brand. And like I already said, I don't think I'm wasting my time, because I love doing what I want, because that's what makes me human, but also being a human with varied interests is not a consistent brand. So am I making my brand confusing? I don't know. Well, maybe I probably am, but also I don't really know. I don't know if I want to be a brand. I I like being a human person with varied interests, and that doesn't make a good brand. But, you know, do other people see that? Do they see me as a brand, or do they see me as a person with varied interests who might still have something of value to say? Because I still do really want to say the things that I want to say. So would it be better for me to be more of a brand than a person, to say the things and just be person on my own time? Yeah, it's a difficult question. So basically, here is the thing. I think I need to know an answer to this one question to know the answer to this whole should I be a brand or not thing, or this whole how can I get people to be interested in my comic? How is comic interesting thing? It's a really weird question. It's not like a actual one question. It's more like a cluster of questions, which is like, how is comic? I don't know. But the question that I need to ask myself is like, what is my goal in comics? I think to get to my ultimate goal in comics, I need to know my ultimate goal in life. And my ultimate goal in life, I actually have two goals. My first goal is to create the community around me, just like close to me, and also the whole world is my community, basically, like everyone's. To make that community better, to make it more sustainable, to make it more fair, to make more justice, to give more justice to the world, to influence people to fight for that, and to fight for that myself also. Like a lot of the things that I do outside of comics is like direct activism. I have like actually ran in municipal elections and stuff like that, just locally. Most people don't know about that, but I really do want to make a change, and I want to impact change. And I know that with comics I can reach like a large audience, a lot of people from different countries, and with like municipal politics or something like that I can like go really close to my own community, really close to myself. I have to say I hated running in the municipal politics because I do not like being the center of attention, which might sound weird while I'm making a video, but also this is not as nerve-wracking because I'm talking to a camera and you are watching it like weeks later maybe. I have no idea when, but still that's not as horrible. But next time there is this election thing going on, I am just going to support someone else, but like do a lot of volunteering for their work and not run myself because that was nerve-wracking. But yeah, anyways, basically that's my main goal, and also that's why I'm studying social sciences, because if we need to change the things that are not fair, we need to know why they are not fair, and that's where you need social sciences, so that we can find out why the things are not fair and then fix them. So that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, I think that basically this is what my educational comics are also doing, because the educational comics are rallying people up, giving them information, like starting conversations and such. And yeah, I think that's good. I just realized that in some way actually the fictional comics are also doing that, because I think that the educational comics that I make are about, here is like an issue that is going on right now, and my fictional comics are about, here's some options that the world could look like. Ah, smart. This is like really visible in Immortal Nerd, because the whole comic is like this, happens like thousands or some random number of years from now, and it's a sci-fi comic where there is a world that is so different, but it's kind of like a utopia world, especially for queer people. It's like a wonderful world for them. So that's clearly like this. Like, I'm showing like, what if world was like this? So it's kind of like the different side of the coin. Like, here's the educational comic, this is what we have right now, we need to start changing this. And then there's this fictional comic like, we could have this maybe, or something else maybe. I mean, millennial skill is also doing this, where there's like this mafia that's killing people, but it's better than late stage capitalism, so it's not as bad. We could have this instead. Maybe we will go to the immortal nerd world. I would rather live in that than in my millennial skill world. I also have another goal. I have two goals in life, which are like this ultimate goal, which is like this sustainable, fair world. And then the other goal is to have a nice life, a good life. And what good life means to me is basically having shelter, food, a garden. Gardening, being outside, just like having that thing. Nature, that's very important to me. To have the opportunity to learn new things every day, not just from university, but also just from YouTube, maybe, or Instagram, or Wikipedia, or books. Doesn't matter, but I just want to keep learning things, and to make art, of course. So that's what good life is to me. And also what I don't want to have is that I have to work so much that I don't have time for that. And basically, I don't really want expensive things. I am very fine with like simple things in life. I don't really want to travel. Like, I don't care about traveling. I have traveled. It's been nice. I've done it. I don't need to do that as much anymore. I mean, I basically only travel if there is a comics event I've been invited to. I don't travel for fun because garden is fun and I want to be where the garden is. I wanna be where the garden is. Yeah, I don't want or need expensive things. I think the only kind of like luxury I would like to have would be to have enough of things that I wouldn't have to look at the price of food every time I buy it. It would be amazing just to go to the store and be like, Apple, I will buy this. I don't care how much it costs. But that could also be done with something else than just me having more money. That could also be done if food was like a human right that everybody has the right to just like have, you know. Food is a human right, but still it costs way too much to be like actually how okay, I will get riled up if I start thinking too much about this. And this is like a funny thing because like food is like a human right. It's a necessity. I'm still going into this, but like this just happened. Like I very recently was talking to Sarah about like my relationship with breakfast, and I told her that I never really buy myself breakfast because I think breakfast is like a luxury, and I should just like eat very little of something and then just try to stay alive until lunch and then I can eat. Not for like eating disorder things, but just like for, you know, it's expensive. It's expensive to buy breakfast. So like I'm not talking about just like eating breakfast in a cafe, but like in my home. And I'm just so used to not having so much money, so I didn't want to buy breakfast. And Sarah's expression when she heard this was like, holy fucking shit. And then she told me that you should buy breakfast, Hope. That's not normal. You should be buying breakfast. We can afford breakfast. So I bought breakfast, and it's been amazing. I've been now eating food every morning, like a plate full of food, and I feel amazing. I have so much more energy. And life hack for people: have breakfast. Also, have money suddenly. Yeah, doesn't work for everyone, and that's why I want to make the world more equal for everyone, because I am happy that I can now have breakfast. I have enough money to have breakfast, but I didn't have that before. Yeah, that was so beside the point. But the point is that I want to make art. And I want to make art for the sake of activism, but also for the sake of art itself. So, well, we are now diving back into the comics thing. Because I needed these two answers to answer what is my goal with comics. And my goal with comics is to change things and to have fun, to have a good life, to have comics that make my life good. And if my point was only the activism, I would only be probably making the educational comics, because where do I need the fictional ones? I think the educational comics are probably more impactful. They will change more things. Millennial Skill might not make as much of an impact to people, even if it is about, like, it's a very much a comic that is about criticism of late stage capitalism. I mean, the whole premise, like, oh, we have this mafia town, it's still better than late stage capitalism. That is like so clearly just like critique for capitalism. But I don't think it's as impactful as just making educational comics and educating people and just telling facts and giving my opinions, like my actual opinions, without this filter of fiction. And also I think that like fictional comics can be very impactful, and I do think that like Life Outside the Circle has been very impactful for a lot of people. A lot of people have like sent me messages and told me that it was very impactful for them because it was the first time that they saw like this queer experience of someone who is living in the countryside, because it's about two guys in the countryside falling in love. But that was because it was on Webtoon. You could accidentally stumble into the comic and just read it and then be like, oh, I am impacted. But with Millennial Scale, you can't do that because you can't really stumble across it. You need to actively find it because it's on my own website on hblehkonen.com. I can't post it on Webtoon, not because it's like too violent or too pornographic, no. It's only because it has secrets. It's a mystery comic where you will only see one side of the story if you only read the comic, but as a reader you need to find more things, hidden messages, links, all kinds of content that might not even be in comic form, and I can't have that on Webtoon. I need my own website where I can make the code. I can't have that on Webtoon. Webtoon is for comics only. So that's why I can't put it on Webtoon or Tapas. I need to have my own website, and but that also makes it hard to come by. Like, it's hard to find the comic. But, yeah. So clearly, Millennial Skill is very difficult to market, and it's almost useless in my quest to change the world, because nobody is going to find it accidentally. You need to like actually go looking for it, and that's why I try to promote it on social media, which is not going that well. But that's okay, because I still love it. I am not wasting my time. I love making it, and I love coming up with these stories. And I think that's kind of like the answer. Maybe I shouldn't try to perfect my life. I know I won't become a big star if I don't concentrate on marketing my comics and don't concentrate on making myself a good brand. But then again, like I already said, kind of, I might not want to be a brand, and I don't want to be a big star. Like definitely, well, yeah, I definitely do not want to be a brand. I definitely do not want to be a big star. I don't want people to find out where I live and come knocking on my door. That, yeah, scary. I do not want that. I don't want people to talk about me as a person online. I'm fine with them talking about the ideas that I give. I'm fine with them talking about my comics. Please do talk about my comics. Please to talk about my ideas. But I don't want people to talk about me as a person too much. Like, small discussions with your friends, nice, yeah, whatever. But like whole like threads, just discussing like something about me, like my looks or something. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. That sounds horrible. And I think I kind of like have that thing that I want right now. I can make comics. I am very happy. I am maybe impacting things. I don't know. I actually don't know. Actually, you need to answer me. Am I impacting things? Am I making change happen? Is something happening in here? Because I do know that I am happy and I am making comics and I have kind of like a comfortable life, especially if I keep on living kind of like a humble life. No, that is not a humble life anymore. I have breakfast now, so I am going full on luxury living right now in my life. But yeah, no more luxuries for me. Just the breakfast. Breakfast is great. Now I have like breakfast and lunch, both. That is amazing. So yeah, I guess like only thing I would wish for is to have a little bit less stress in my life. Because especially now that I started studying about a year ago, I hadn't been studying for such a long time that I kind of like forgot what studying was like. So I took too much on my plate and I was very, very tired and I was very stressed. So I basically that's my own fault for not saying no and saying yes too much. So I will have to dial back on that, and then my life will be basically perfect for me. Perfect for me. Yeah, I'm happy, and I guess the answer to everything was your friends were the treasure all along, or something. No, I think the answer is just that basically maybe I'm fine. I'm fine. Well, actually, there is one more question because, like I said, I know that the other part of my goal is exactly where it needs to be. I have a good life and I am happy with my life, but am I making an impact? So you need to tell me. Like that's the other half of my goal, to make an impact, to change things. So what do you think? Is it working? I don't know. Well, I think that's all that I wanted to say this time. If you are wondering why do I look like weird, that's because I am wearing makeup. I was so slimy and so sweaty because it's quite hot in here. Not like really hot. I'm still in Finland, so it's not like that hot, but I am also sweaty person. So I put like powder on my face, and then I started looking like a ghost, and then I was like, well, I might as well just put the rest of the makeup on also, though I only did have like eyeshadow, so I don't have anything else because I don't own any makeup, and I am certainly not going to go buy makeup because I do not like buying things. But yeah, I think it looks nice. Not very good, but I think I've seen enough Instagram reels where people are putting on makeup while they're talking about politics, so that's why I knew how to put on makeup, at least a little bit. Yeah, I will see you maybe next month or something. My goal is to make one video every month, so I'll see you next month then. Bye bye, moikka!